Increasing speed limits in Britain will save lives. Am I serious? Well, there's some research that I want to get into to explain that. But first, make sure that you're subscribing to youtube.com/browncarguy. Make sure that you follow me on all the social media channels. You search for my hashtag. It's on my hat, #browncarguy. And of course, subscribe to browncarguy.com. You can see it on the screen behind me. If you enjoy my content, you can also sponsor it and support it at patreon.com/Shazad Sheikh. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. Cool, let's get into this. According to myth and legend, it was in 1964 when Jack Sears took out an AC Cobra for testing on the M1 before it was set to race at Le Mans and hit speeds of 185 miles per hour on that motorway.
Go on, my son.
That the speed limit of 70 miles per hour was introduced. Well, in fact, it was apparently quite normal for race teams at the time to test on public roads, and the M1 was the easiest place to get up to those sort of speeds. Jack himself related that when he stopped at a petrol station afterwards, he was indeed approached by the police, but that's because they just wanted a closer look at the car. The 70 mile per hour limit was introduced in 1967 and eventually made permanent across the country in 1978.
What? Because of the AC Cobra?
Well, maybe, probably. More to do with the fact that there had been a few crashes in bad weather and fog, but the story about the Cobra went around enough for poor Jack to have to go into hiding, sort of. However, there is some good news today. There are some arguments that suggest that raising the national speed limit to at least 80 miles per hour, and ideally even going for derestricted Autobahn-style motorways, could save lives thanks to research by Car Lease Special Offers.
Bless him. But how are you saying that a higher speed limit could save lives?
According to the info release, just raising the speed limit to 80 miles per hour would save an hour off the journey time of many common routes. In fact, the average commute is 24 miles in the UK, and even an increase of 1 mile per hour in average speeds could cut 5 minutes off commuting time per day, or over an hour and a half a month more if you use motorways.
Cool, blimey, I could get some extra kip in.
I guess as a fun exercise, they also worked out that if you put the speed limit up to 100 miles per hour, you could do the Land's End to John O'Groats Run in just 10 hours instead of 15.
So when you say save lives, you actually mean saving time in our lives.
Oh, I actually hadn't thought of it that way. I was just thinking about being able to drive faster.
Good man.
But now that you mention it, that is part of the equation. However, let's take the example of the German Autobahn again. Now, the overall number of deaths there is higher than in the UK. But you've got to remember that they have over 8,000 miles of motorway compared to only 2,000 miles here in the UK. So the rate of deaths per mile is lower. They have 3 deaths per 100 miles compared to 5 per 100 miles.
It could be that the Germans are just better drivers.
Yeah, maybe. But don't forget that that country is bordered by Denmark, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, France, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. So I'll wager it's not just the Germans that are using the motorways.
I think we Brits are pretty disciplined on the motorways too, you know. Even though motorways carry 20% of UK traffic, they account for only 6% of traffic accident fatalities.
The way I see it, higher speed is safe because the faster you drive, the more you focus on what you're doing and the more alert and careful you are. Also, you've got to remember that the latest cars with active cruise control systems and all their sensors and driver's aids, including even keeping an eye on the alertness levels of the drivers themselves, are now so much safer and capable at cruising at higher speed. You know, a far cry from when the 70 miles per hour limit was first introduced.
Driving fast saves lives. wicked. But what about emissions? Going faster will mean more pollution, right?
Yeah, that's a bit of a sticking point because you are right about that. In fact, the same report admits that in 2010, there were 64,000 deaths due to air pollution, and increasing the speed limit by just 10 miles per hour could raise CO2 emissions by 3 to 6%.
Aren't we going to have more electric cars on the roads in the next few years? Won't that balance the difference?
Excellent point. You could well be right. The trouble is that transport is said to be the largest emitter of greenhouse gas emissions in the UK. And road freight accounts for 5% of all CO2.
Why don't they make all the lorries electric? Is it because they won't have enough range?
Yeah, definitely. However, the UK government is considering new ideas like charging on the go. Ever heard of e-highways? They have overhead cables to charge electric lorries like trains. This isn't unheard of. Again, Germany already has them. Anyway, the main takeaway from the research is that a third of motorists would welcome a higher speed limit in the UK. Any suggestion that faster driving could actually save lives, time in our lives, whilst we could have the time of our lives has got to be welcomed and shouted about. Right, guys?
You betcha. Totally agreed.
Anyway, there you go. I'm all for it. I hope you're all for it. Let me know what you think. Is it a good idea to increase speed limits in the UK or even go for Autobahn-style derestricted motorways? Leave your comments above below elsewhere. Make sure, like I said, that you're subscribing to youtube.com/browncarguy. Make sure you follow me on all the social media channels. Just search for my hashtag. It's on my hat, #browncarguy. And of course, subscribe to browncarguy.com. If you enjoy my content, then please consider supporting it and sponsoring it at patreon.com/Shahzad Sheikh, and there you can join people such as Mohamed Ali Humaid. You can join Partha, find him on parthans.com, Tom Conway-Gordon, Reza Adil, find him on Instagram at alizarde.cigars, Muhammad Qasim, find him on wemhs.com. I think I've got it right. If I haven't, it's coming up on the screen right now. And also Siraj Abbasi at virtuosodesign.london. Those guys are, and sorry, I forgot one, Isaac Beauchard over in America. Find him on bespokeautos.com. A lot of cool cars he's got up for sale. Those guys are absolutely awesome, and you could join that incredible lineup and have your name scrolling up on the screen here. Hey, that would be great, wouldn't it? It's very easy. Head over to, like I said, patreon.com/Shahzad Sheikh. Link will be below, and it's from as little as £2 or $2 a month. It'd be great to see you there if possible. If you can, that'd be awesome. If you can't, make sure that you hit the like button, try to leave a comment, please share, and of course you are subscribing, right? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again soon in the next video.